Excuse me, ma'am. Good evening. Let me introduce myself. My name is Febriano Rashidhak. My cadet registration number 24.60.2019. I am from Marine Technical Department Class Alpha. Performance of engine room watch. The performance of the engine room watch entails all watch-keeping engineers to be aware of their duties. When I was an engineer at sea, every senior watchkeeper had their own particular duties to be carried out during their engine room watch as well as the normal watchkeeping ones. The position of ship's engineering officer is a responsible one, from the most junior engineer through the senior engineers to the chief engineer, who has the ultimate overall responsibility for the efficient, safe operation of the engine room, main engine, and auxiliary plant. The following sections give an insight to the watchkeeper's duties, with the first section giving an overview of the equipment contained within the engine room, propeller, tunnel, and steering gear. Overview of a ship's engine room. The watchkeeping engineer should be familiar with the layout of the engine room, from the top plates that contain the cylinder heads to the stern gland and the end of the propeller shaft. We start outside the engine room, right off at the steering gear that is accessible from a duct rubber shielded door. Here, the large horizontal hydraulic rams can be seen operating the rudder by small bore cover pipes and a telemeter, sending signal from the brake wheel to the ram servo motors. Entering the engine room and down to the top plate, we find the cylinder heads, where the exhaust gas outlet along with the fuel injector cooling water temperatures should be noted. The air start valve supply pipes should feel relatively cool. Any sign of excess temperature could signify a leaking air start valve, requiring immediate investigation. Something goes for the relief valve out at piping. Any excessive temperature signifying a leaking relief valve or the relief valve feathering, just lifting and shutting, and again requires investigation. Next level down is the turbo blowers being located at the back of the engine. They are supplied from the exhaust gas manifold, various temperatures and pressures to check. Next, or some level at the front of the engine, we find the fuel pump, if not common rail, scavenging doors and scavenging drains to the slop tank. From here is the main switchboard, if not incorporated into the control room. Checks generators load, lube and fuel oil centrifuge room, workshop and storage usually on this level, as well as day tanks for generators. Next level down takes used to the bottom plates. Walking along this checks temperature of crankcase doors and cylinder loop oil supply pump operation. around generators, checking temperatures as well as the circulating pumps operation. Once, once, once at the control station, if not in control room, glance at the main control board, various groups. Past the thrust plug and shaft bearings, the water tank dirt into the tunnel. Here, the shaft bearings should be checked by hand for over temperature and oil level in the glass observed. Finally, when you can go no further, you are at the stern grate. A little trickle of water dripping into the stern wheel ensures the gland is being cooled and lubricated. The primary duties of watchkeeping engineer are to patrol the various stations noted above and ensure the components are all working at optimum pressures and temperatures. This should then be logged at the end of each watch in the engine room log and signed with time and date of entries. It used to be the duty of a junior watchkeeper to copy this into the chief's logbook, being located in the engineer's office in the accommodation. However, I prefer to copy this information across myself, as I could spot any anomalous behavior this way. The steering gear should be checked at the end of each watch after handing over the watch to the oncoming engineer. The additional duties and responsibilities can be shared out among the senior watchkeepers as follows. Thank you, ma'am.